Hmm. All right, we'll give everyone a few minutes to join here. People typically run a little late. Yeah. All right. What do you think, Shorty? We get started? I think there's enough people in here. Well, get them. If they join late, sorry, they can always watch the rest of it later. All right. Well, thanks everyone for attending live webinar here. If you're just getting joined, we're starting a few minutes late. However, you can always watch this afterwards as well. If you get bored during the middle of it, you can always download it afterwards. We'll be sending follow-ups and have it on our YouTube channel and so on, so you can watch the full thing afterwards. Today, we're going to talk about how to optimize your website for maximum conversion and lead flow. Expect about 30 to 60 minutes, depending on how much caffeine I have and when it starts kicking in and how long I ramble, and also the amount of questions. If you have a question, log in or hit the Q&A button at the top, ask us a question, be happy to answer it. If you're serious about doubling or tripling the patients that you get from your website, then be sure to download the workbook and listen carefully. The workbook is actually copied in our chat, so you can click that download link. We also have it on our website. And the workbook's great for your team to have internally. If you have a marketing team currently, they can do a lot of this stuff themselves, more than likely, and help you get higher conversions in your website. I want to make this quick, painless, but most importantly, beneficial for the growth of your practice. It's why Aesthetic Marketing Partners exists in the first place. And the only reason we exist is to grow your practice. All right, so who am I and why should you listen to me? So personally, I've worked in every part of marketing advertising since, it says 2007, but really to date myself, since computer programming school in 2003. I founded and owned an award-winning agency I still own as well. It's a generalist agency, full service, won many of Addy Awards, great success for our clients, and made tens of millions of dollars for our clients over the years, and then have proven results growing practices just like yours. So Aesthetic Marketing Partners was started this last year because of the success we saw in my other agency for the aesthetic industry. And I coupled together, spent a year researching the best services that have proven results for our previous clients and my other agency, and have produced Aesthetic Marketing Partners and a custom set of services and techniques proven to grow your practice. So today we're going to focus on the website and increasing conversion rates. However, that said, I want to put this slide up there because we have a digital dominance method, because at this point, I'm sure you all know, there's a lot more to marketing than just the website. There's all of these things out there. I'm sure you get calls and emails every day from companies trying to do one or all of these things. The set of services we put together to Aesthetic Marketing Partners addresses all of these, but the core of it is your website. That's where we're driving all leads to, is your website. So today, what's the problem we're going to address? Well, first, you're probably making a big investment in marketing currently, or you want to, and you're ready to really start ramping up the growth in your practice. You probably have traffic to your website, but you're not enough leads. You might be spending money on pay-per-click ads. There's nothing more frustrating than spending money on Google ads, paying high cost per click, but not have them to convert to leads. A low return on investment, that's really what marketing advertising is about, is producing a return on investment. So a lot of people that come to us that want us to help them, they've been seeing nothing but a low ROI. It's very frustrating to them. Now, this is a little bit of an outlier. However, I wanted to plant a seed here for everyone to think about. We recently did a podcast interview with Jenna Snade from VIPL. She's head of business development and large national accounts. And in that podcast, she discussed the idea of combination therapy for practices. So that's, instead of coming in for just one modality, coupling together multiple procedures, and the idea is $750 per hour per room of your practice. Now, of course, that amount can vary if you're talking about a plastic cosmetic surgeon with larger dollar amount evasive procedures versus, say, med spas and dermatologists. However, the idea stays true in your conversion on the website as well, with your messaging and how your actual sales process works inside of your practice. Currently, you might not be generating enough leads for investment and can't grow. We see this quite often, especially as smaller med spas are trying to get off the ground, get their services out there and really grow to bring on more machines. These machines are super expensive. So you really need to make every dollar you spend on marketing advertising count. So what's really going to help this is you need a great site built to convert leads into new patients. If the site's not converting, then the more dollars you spend there, it's just money you're throwing away. We want to consistently convert visitors to callers and leads. Ideally, we're supposed to fill your schedule with optimal profit margins and room revenue maximized. That is our goal for all of our clients, and that's how we measure our success. We want to help you gather and gain momentum and have consistent growth that you can plan and build projections with. And finally, this is going to help you have a successful practice with the phones ringing, schedules filled, and a practice booming. So as I mentioned earlier, the website is a hub. Today, we're going to talk about converting on your website and optimizing that conversion rate. It's one of the many tools that you use in marketing advertising, but it's one of the most important since digital is the most important realm of marketing advertising. So why is conversion so important? Now, this is very simple math, and everyone here is obviously intelligent, and they're like, obviously, this is logical. But the idea I want to point out here is that the top line on both these scenarios, 1,500 visitors per month. If we don't even touch your inbound marketing strategy, your pay-per-click strategy, any of that, and all we do is up your conversion on your website by 10%, say by implementing these tricks that we're about to discuss today, you could be looking at a difference of $135,000 per month, an average opportunity value we see across the practice we work with. Huge opportunity just by focusing on the conversion rate of your website. So, how to optimize your website for maximum conversion in the aesthetic industry. If you haven't already, you can download the workbook. Remember, there's a link in the chat. Download it there. Or if you can't find that for some reason, send us an email, sam@aestheticmarketingpartners.com, and we will get that to you. Today, we put together 12 critical elements to enhance conversion. So number one, let's dive in. We want to speak to your target audience. In your website, we want to think about who's coming to your website, what do they look like, how much money they make, what's their education, age, gender, and then build content around that to help them feel like they found the right place for them. So on average, for more invasive surgeries like plastic and cosmetic surgery, the average age is around 35 to 50 years old. However, younger patients now are seeing more invasive procedures, for procedures such as Botox and fillers. This is why we've seen a lot of plastic cosmetic surgery clients of ours start buying up or starting their own med spas, having multiple locations. It acts as a filler program for this younger demographic. It also helps offset the seasonality of experience of plastic and cosmetic surgery procedures, typically in the colder months, and then in the middle of the summer months, they have a downturn. So this is also a good demographic to keep in mind for your advertising campaigns to help with seasonality. Second, with gender, in the past, cosmetic procedures were predominantly sought by women, but in recent years, more men are seeking out cosmetic procedures. However, women still make up the majority. A lot of this, I don't know about you all, but for me, I'm in front of live Zoom and webinars and that sort of thing each day. And I'm seeing myself like right now on the screen, I'm seeing the gray hairs and wrinkles and fine lines. I'm like, oh man, I need to get this stuff fixed. So men are starting to catch on as well. And there's opportunity for growth there also. Income, cosmetic procedures can be expensive. Therefore, patients tend to come from higher income brackets. Ethnicity, most common cosmetic procedure patients tend to be Caucasian, followed by African Americans and Hispanics. In education, studies have shown that higher levels of education are associated with greater likelihood of seeking out cosmetic procedures. All of this is important to think about for the messaging that's on your website, and also for your inbound strategies with how you are focusing your ads on the target demographic, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Google, etc. So let's talk about patient pains and fears for a minute. So number one, we see this a lot. They're not happy with something about their appearance. So people are going to start looking for cosmetic procedures, whether it's a major surgery or even just Botox or fillers, because they're seeing, things they don't like about themselves. They don't know who to trust with their elective service. This is typically a pretty major decision. Fear of the procedure itself or the amount of time that they have to invest to complete the procedure, especially for more invasive procedures, breast dogs, tummy tucks, those sort of, plastic cosmetic procedures. You're looking at multiple consults. So they can figure out who they want to go with, the research that goes into a procedure, recovery. It's a pretty big undertaking. They would like to quickly and easily find a provider they know that will take care of them. They're wondering if they will regret the procedure further down the road. And then billing or payment plan details being confusing. If you offer financing for your procedures, people don't want to be taken advantage of. So these are some of the pains and fears that we see quite often with our clients. let's talk about some of the messaging that works. And these aren't really in any particular order because number 5 and 6 are probably the most two important. But terms that can work in your website and messaging that can work, schedule a consultation now, get them to a point quickly and easily. So if someone's out there researching and say, I've got 15 minutes on lunch break, I'm ready to do this right now. They land on your website. Typically in the top right-hand corner of your website, you have schedule a consultation now or a click to dial phone number or book online, get them in the door as easy as possible. Book your procedure online and save time. Live chat with our team to get your questions answered now. Get approved for financing today. We don't make this easy for people. The amount of people shopping, especially on their mobile phones, maybe in the middle of doing something, hell, they could be sitting at a traffic light. I see that a lot. We want to get them to this conversion as easy as possible with messaging that speaks to them. Last two that are really the most important, read some of our amazing reviews and view our amazing before and after results. The amount of conversions that we have seen from before and after photos and reviews top all the ones before. Typically, especially as they get further down the research phase of picking who they want for their cosmetic procedures, they want to see before and after results and read reviews from people just like them. Number 2. Now, this sounds very obvious, but we want to be real. And it's amazing how many people come to us on our website that have all stock images. It's not that stock images look bad. I mean, there's some great stock images, and there are places for those. However, having authentic images of your team on the homepage and throughout the website, without a doubt, builds that trust and produces a higher conversion rate. So here's some stats for you. Adding real people to the customer service phone numbers increased visitor call rates by 21%. And years ago, another company called 37 Signal started to use photos of their customers on their landing pages, and conversions went up 102.5%. So without a doubt, real photos of your team can definitely help increase that trust and help increase the conversion. Finally, this is an A/B test. We actually tested a product with before and after photos. So the one on the left here is actually the after result, which is a great looking photo, beautiful hair. But then the one on the right has the before and the after in the same image. It seems like a small nuance, and it is. However, with a test size of 23,000 visitors to this site, split 50-50 across the old and new versions, the before and after photo, the one on the right, approach increased page click-throughs by 7.93%, and more importantly, increased revenue per visitor by 17.61%. Huge numbers there. Number 3, use video multimedia elements to engage different modalities. Now, this could be a website welcome video with, the owner of the practice, the doctors of the practice, whoever it may be, welcoming to the website. Get that trust, get to meet the people behind the company and the brand right there. Videos for each of your services. This is a great way to help build trust, educate them. More people want to watch videos these days anyways and have to go through and read. I certainly know I do. And then video explaining why someone should contact you versus competition. This one, it's kind of a 50-50 toss-up. I mentioned it because some are more aggressive than others. We see this more if we have cosmetic surgeons versus plastic surgeons. This is kind of a heated, I hate to even bring this up, but that's a heated battle. And sometimes some of our customers want to produce those videos, and it can have a good effect if it's done the right, classy way. More stats for you. On average, people retain 95% of what they see in a video versus 10% of what they read in an ad. 91% of consumers want to see more online video content from brands. Then Forbes said videos get far more views and engagement than simple photo posts on social media. In fact, social video generates 1,200% more shares than text and image content combined. I know this last one's referencing social media, which is a very important part of marketing and advertising. But it just goes to show that videos are the preferred medium that people want to learn content with. So number 4, we want to leverage social proof. We want to showcase your online reviews prominently on the homepage. Some more stats for you here. We've already kind of discussed this in the previous slide, but still amazing to me how many very substantially, that's a bad way of describing, very established practices come to us that don't have their reviews published on their homepage. The vast majority of consumers, 93%, say online reviews impact their purchasing decisions. Customers are 63% more likely to trust brands with online reviews compared to brands with no reviews. 90% of patients use online reviews to evaluate physicians. 80% of consumers trust online reviews as much as personal recommendations. And finally, 77% of patients use online reviews as their first step in finding a new doctor. So I imagine a lot of you watching probably have some sort of review automation system. If not, I highly recommend them. There's multiple platforms that do this. We offer one in our set of services as well. It does a great job. If you are using one, typically most of them have a plugin or a way you can have those reviews that you gather automatically feed to your website, have those update, have them on some sort of ticker. It's a great way to help build trust and increase that conversion on your website. Before I start this, when I see some new people joining, if you haven't already, you can download the workbook for this in the chat. There's a link to it. Also, there's a Q&A if you have any questions. I've got Mackenzie, who's should be here on our screen. Yeah, there she is. She can answer any sort of Q&As and get it queued up for me to answer it as well. It's number 5. Now, these are basics, but it's amazing how many of them are missed. So, of course, eye tracking software has been used to prove that this actually works, but phone number or some sort of major conversion point like book online now, schedule a consultation, always needs to be in the upper right side of the website. We want to ensure that there's a web form customers can fill out. It doesn't have to be, for all of their, HIPAA information. You don't have to do that, but at least a conversion form for someone who doesn't want to call right then. They can submit a form and say, hey, I'm interested in your services. Please call me. And then also adding credibility. If you're board certified, you have accreditations, awards. Like here, we're based out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. We have a Best of the Best, which is a local newspaper. And we'll put our clients here locally and submit them for this. When they win it, we add their little banner, the icon onto their website, just something else to help build credibility and increase conversion. Number 6, you want to ensure you have clear calls to action on each page that speak to your customer avatar and tell them exactly what to do next. So a good call to action is clear and generates curiosity. It must deliver what you promise without wasting time. Here's 3 quick rules for a call to action. In case you don't know what I mean by a call to action, this is going to be like the buttons that will live in various parts of your website. Learn more, schedule consultation now, discount on this, increase whatever it may be, free consultation. We want to use clever verbs and attractive words to get them to focus on that button. We also want to get rid of distractions from the button. That's more of a design feature. So we don't want cluster around the buttons themselves because they may not see them as they're scrolling through the website. And we want to be precise and accurate with your call to action. If they click schedule consultation now and it loads into the page, we don't want them scrolling through lots of content, maybe an about section, for instance, just to get to a schedule consultation. We want to get them right to that form, let them schedule it and get out of there. The least amount of clicks, the better. Number 7, use special offers and coupons that match the service they are in need of. Products that are discounted between 10 to 20% show a 7% increase in revenue and a 28% increase in unit sales. We've had great success running discounts and sales for our clients. It's a reason to reach out with emails, which is a very low cost to send out automated emails, text messages, even Facebook, Instagram ads. However, just want to mention this as well. If done too much, you risk damaging the reputation of the brand and may be associated with cheap. So there's a fine line here. I also wouldn't suggest going above 10 to 20% in discount because they show a drop off of profit margin as well. You can get associated as being cheap. Also, customers may get in the habit of waiting for discounts before purchasing. This is something that actually Mackenzie mentioned earlier about Botox. Number 8. Want to make sure your website is mobile optimized with an easy click to call function. Now, we focus attention on click to call function. However, the entire website really needs to be mobile optimized, how the menu functions, not just the click to dial. Right now, like in this lower stat, Google is saying, according to Adobe, companies with mobile optimized sites triple their chances of increasing mobile conversion rate to 5% or above. If that's not enough to sell you on the importance of delivering a mobile optimized experience, Google recently announced that more Google searches take place on mobile devices than on computers in 10 different countries, including the United States and Japan. So if your site is not optimized for mobile, without a doubt, you're losing very important conversion rate. Number 9, we want to leverage live chat. Now, we get some pushback on this sometimes because people be like, we don't want to staff someone at the front desk or wherever to monitor live chat. And there's ways around this, like in our system that's funneled through our CRM. we have a live chat that will basically get their information first, and that can be another lead form. But then we can also build some automated answers to typical questions we see. And then we can route that through email, get a hold of that person, front desk person, for instance, and get them to call them very quick. So you don't have to have someone. However, if you have someone on a front desk, they could be right there to chat with them. Quick stats for you: adding a live chat feature on a website will typically lead to a 20% increase in conversion rates. According to Forrester, 50% of adults will abandon a purchase if you can't give them a quick answer to the question. I mentioned earlier some of the practices we worked with that really got me motivated to start Aesthetic Marketing Partners. They were a large plastic surgery conglomerate and started investing in med spas, like I mentioned, to help seasonality. We built out an e-commerce site for them so they could sell other products, so that way if they come in for SkinCeuticals or whatever line, VIP or whatever they're carrying, they can order through the e-commerce site. Having a live chat for that, this bottom stat really addresses that. 50% of adults will abandon a purchase if you can't give them a quick answer to their question. Number 10, start giving clients the option to book online. So currently, only 2.4% of healthcare appointments are scheduled online. A lot of this is due to the sensitive information people were nervous about. However, studies have shown an uptick in millennials scheduling medical appointments using online booking systems. Now, this is important because we mentioned earlier about the age and demographic range for your potential customers and patients. That 35 to 50 is a sweet spot for more invasive procedures like plastic and cosmetic surgery, which millennials are now pushing into, like myself at 38 years old. So more and more, we're going to see being comfortable booking online and scheduling appointments online. We might as well get ahead of the curve, have that for that demographic as they move into more the 35 to 50-year-old range. Number 11, site speed matters. So for every second the site loads faster, the conversion rate improves by 17%. So if you do nothing else today, nothing at all, and just improve your website speed by 1 second, your conversion rate will improve by 17%. It's pretty amazing. It's really powerful, and it's typically missed. There's a lot of ways to do this very quickly and easily, even yourself. One is using Cloudflare. They have a free program on Cloudflare. We set up all of our clients on that. Not only does that add security to your website, it also puts you on a content delivery network, which is what Cloudflare is. This will speed up your website. Enhancing that speed can really optimize your conversion rate. If you don't know how fast your website's loading, we're happy to do it for you. We can run full digital marketing audit for you, including page load speed, SEO reports, local directory listing reports, etc. But if you want to do it yourself, you can go to pagespeed.web.dev. It's a free tool from Google. Put in your URL and it will crawl your website. And it'll tell you how fast or slow your website's currently loading, as well as what you need to do to speed that up. Typically, it's going to be minifying CSS, minifying JavaScript, smaller image sizes, using updated web formats for image sizes. Those sort of things can help. Finally, number 12, engage via text message and phone marketing automation. So 89% of consumers say they prefer texting with businesses over any other mode of communication. More than 95% of text messages are read within 5 minutes of receipt. According to a study by InsideSales.com, 35 to 50% of sales go to the vendor that responds first. And research indicates that companies that automate their lead nurturing process experience a 10% or greater increase in revenue within 6 to 9 months. That's a massive number. I mean, 10% in total revenue in that short amount of time. We offer a service for this, which we'll dive into here in just a minute. A soft sales pitch. We don't want to do hard sales, just soft sales. Having automated text message and phone and email follow-ups. If you can't get to that person in the first 2 minutes, ideally, of them submitting a request for a consultation and someone else does, we'll see a stat here in just a minute that shows how typically they go with the first person that responds. There's ways to do this. We have a CRM that we'll talk about here in just a minute that actually does that for you. And it can automatically text them, call them, email them, and get them into your sales funnel and help them close a deal with you before we go to one of your competitors. That was a lot. I need a drink of water, to be honest. So hold on a second. I'm gonna be done talking after this for a little while, until next month. All right, so 12 critical elements we just went over. Majority of these you can implement probably pretty quickly and easily yourself. Number one, speak to your target patient. Number two, be real, use authentic images of your team on the homepage and throughout the website. Number three, use video multimedia elements to engage different modalities. Number four, we want to leverage social proof, showcase your online reviews promptly on the homepage. This can be done with probably a plugin you have with current review management software, or if not, something we can do for you. Get the basics in order with your phone number or some sort of conversion link for scheduling your consultation, upper right-hand corner. Ensure you have clear calls to action on each page that speak to your customer avatar. You want to use special offers and coupons that match the service they're in need of. You want to make sure your website is mobile optimized. Majority of people are on their mobile phones now. It needs to work on their mobile phone. You want to leverage live chat. Start giving clients option to book online for those millennials that are more comfortable with using HIPAA certified forms, or HIPAA compliant forms, excuse me. Number 11, website speed matters. That's a very easy one to implement today. Number 12, engage in SMS and phone via marketing automation to help your follow-up process. So if you could pick 3 to implement next 30 days, which ones would they be? If it was me personally, I would say site speed matters. I definitely do the website speed. I'd make sure your basics are in order. And how do you use authentic images? I think those 3 pretty solid choices, but pick your 3. You may already have those. And ideally, make sure your analytics, Google Analytics, whatever software you're using, is tracking this, and then see what it does to your conversion rate over the next 30 to 90 days and see what that does to your revenue as well. Great experiment. So one of the biggest marketing issues facing plastic cosmetic surgery practices, med spas, and dermatologists is unconverted leads. We kind of touched on this on that number 12 point about marketing automation. But the problem is 50 to 60% of inbound leave unconverted, and 90% of web forms fail to convert. Leads that are not followed up within 15 minutes go cold. The average customer must be followed up within 5 to 7 times before booking. And today's consumers prefer to interact via text message versus phone call or email. 5 to 7 times before booking, that's a lot of work for a front desk person. However, there's a way to automate this. You can leverage marketing automation to follow up with web forms in the first 2 minutes of submission via phone, email, and text. Automate the follow-up so that every prospect is touched 5+ times and able to engage via 2-way text messaging. We have a custom-built CRM that is HIPAA compliant and can automate all of this for you. If you'd like to schedule a demo, reach out to us. You can email me, Sam at Aesthetic Marketing Partners, or Mackenzie at Aesthetic Marketing Partners. I'd be happy to set up a demo and show you how it works. Again, these are the 12 points we went over today. There's much more to a website than this, but these are definitely 12 solid points. If you don't have the bandwidth, which we see that a lot, to implement this, reach out to us. We'd love to do a free consult, show you what we could do for you, tell you pricing, show you proof of what we've done for other people, and help you get this implemented in your website and start increasing your conversion rate. You're welcome to talk in the chat, share something with us. We'll follow up with you, or please text, call us. 423-375-4133. You can text or call that number. There's my email address as well. We also give free digital marketing audits and reports. Anyone that's interested, reach out to us, give us your website, practice address, business name. We can schedule a 30-minute consultation and go over those reports. So we'll cover your website speed, your on-site SEO, local directory listings, your Google business profile, competitor analysis, how you return for search engine optimization, and Google, Yahoo, Bing. Very powerful report. It's free. We give that to anyone that's interested. And nice thing is it's actually an online report that updates every month. So you can even see how you're doing, whether you sign on with us or not. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I don't see any currently here. So we get any Q&A questions, Shorty? By the way, Mackenzie's sitting across from me, if anyone heard that. Well, thanks everyone for attending. If you have any questions, please reach out to us, and we look forward to talking more with you next month. Hope you all have a great week.